Okay, now it's time to put your elastic through your casing. What you need to do is you need to take your elastic around you about this place you're going to be wearing this at, and you need to put it around you, and then I would take it and cut just about an inch over what you want it to be, right here, where you want to have your elastic. Cut that off, and do it from your end so you're not wasting a whole lot. Because see how many more pajama pants I can make with the rest of this? So I'm going to take this, lay it aside for now. And if you don't want your elastic, you can give it to me, because sometimes there are students that need elastic and don't have it. So I will take that. Okay, have my piece ready now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to put a pin through it. Okay, and I'm going to take it all the way through this. So you can see that I have my elastic with my pin in it. Now starting in the back, where my hole is, right here, I am going to put this through, and I want to feed it through, but I want to keep it nice and flat this way so it doesn't twist underneath, because I'll make you redo it if it's twisted when you get all the way through and when you sew it together. So I'm just going to put it through now. Start right here. I'm just going to push that pin through and pull as I go. Okay, so push it through that way and pull the other way. Sometimes this is a little hard to pull through, but you eventually can get it. Oh, that's pulling through nicely so far. I didn't even hang up. Sometimes on the seams you have a little bit of hang up there. Okay, but that's going through. So I'm going to pull it around the whole way. Ugh. Like I said, it can be a little tricky sometimes. There we go. To pull that through, so you have to just... Okay, I'm going to go all the way around now. Trying to keep it so it doesn't twist too. You can always untwist it when you get around to the other side. It didn't even hang up here. Sometimes on these seams it'll hang up, and you may have to fidget with it a little or get my help to bring it through. Okay, we're going to go all the way around. So we're getting there. This takes a little time to get that all pulled through. See how much is still left here as I go through? So I'm going to go all the way around. Okay. Alright. Now I just need to go... Oh, I'm kind of caught up here, so I have to fidget with it a little till I can feel where that... I just have to play with that pin. Oh, got it. Okay, till that pin goes through. If you have trouble with that, though, just come and ask me and I can help you with that. Okay? Oh, I'm glad this is an example of it twisting. So you'll be able to see me get it all untwisted, so that you'll make sure you do that with yours too. If you have problems in it, you don't get it untwisted, get some help before you continue, because like I said, I'll make you redo it. You'll have to untwist it again. Okay, so I'm going to bring this all the way through. Okay. I'm coming. I'm getting there. Oh, be careful. Watch this too. Don't let this go all the way through, because then you'll have to start all over again. And that can be just a little bit frustrating to do that. Okay. Got it all the way through. Okay. Almost there. Almost there. Oh, yay. I found it. Here's my other end. Okay. Now, I've pulled it through some, but that's going to be way too small, so I've got to make sure that I pull that back around this way, so that it opens up without losing it. Okay, especially on this side. If you lose that, you'll have to go through all the way again. Okay, I'm filling it as I go to make sure that it's not twisted. Okay, and I can feel that it is right here. So I've got to untwist that as I go. Okay, I'm going to untwist it, because it needs to be nice and flat. So we're going to untwist it the whole way around as we go. It's getting caught a little bit, but we'll get it. Okay? We'll just keep untwisting it till we get it. Okay. So this is nice and flat now all the way except for there. Uh-oh, guess what? guess what I did? When I did that, I lost my pin. At least it was that side. So I've got to bring this back through again. And I've got to pull it again, okay? So that it will stay. Okay. So we'll just get this all untwisted so that it's nice and flat, and I'll meet you again for the next step. Alright, I want you to notice that now the pajama pants are on my daughter that loves BYU, and we do have the elastic so that it goes, it lays flat and goes all the way around. Now she needs to tighten it in. She's just put them on over her other jammy pants, and we're going to tighten this till it fits just right, and then we're going to take our pin and put our pin right there where it feels the very best. Okay, we're going to lap one side over the other though. So let's take the pin out. So take the pin off. And you are going to decide where it feels the very best. She's going to put one side over the other. Okay, so one side will go this way and one side will go, okay, let go for a minute, okay. We're going to put it this way because we want to keep it nice and even and flat, and she's going to pin that where it feels about right for her. Okay? So we'll pin that. Does it feel good right there, McKinley?
Yeah.
Okay, so that feels really good to her right there. Feels like it's the right, feels the best around the waist. She's having a hard time, I can see, getting that through there. So she will get that through there.
Someday.
And then we're going to mark right there at that spot, and we're going to sew it together. So we'll meet you in just a sec with that. Okay, like we said, this is nice and flat. Now it's not twisted at all. I can feel all the way around it. It's not twisted. And we overlapped one side over the other and pinned it. Now, what I'm going to do, I've got to be careful so I don't let all of that loose, but I'm going to unpin that now. I'm going to pull it just a little so it'll be easier to work with. And this is the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut on this side. I'm going to cut it off there. And on this other side, underneath, about an inch, inch and a half in. Okay, don't twist them, so be careful. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I have to be careful here, but I'm going to take and I'm going to draw right over where they overlap. I'm going to draw myself a square or rectangle, and we're going to sew and then put an X in it, and that's going to reinforce this so it won't come apart. So now I have that. It's still one side over the other. I'm going to take it under my machine. Remember, they have to be overlapping, okay? So I'm going to take it in the corner. I'm going to put it here in this corner where it's overlapped, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sew. Of course, I'm going to back stitch, but I'm going to go all the way till this other end. I'm going to turn, leaving my needle in. Okay, I'm going to leave the needle in. I'm going to go to this side. Okay, I'm going to put the needle in again. Let's go one more. There we go. Okay, then I'm going to turn it around because I'm making this square. Okay, almost there. Whoops. Go back. Okay, then I'm going to turn this way. Okay, and I'm going to go up this last side. Okay, now I'm going to take this because I need to do the X's. So I'm right there in that corner, so I can go ahead and do this side of my X. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to turn and go back down the other side again. And I'm going to turn, and I'm going to finish off this X. Okay? Go to the end, back stitch. And there you see that I have my square with my X. Or rectangle, either one will work. So I'm going to cut my threads off now. Okay, they're all cut off. Alright, I'm going to see I'm gonna fill. Okay, no twisted waistband, so that's good. Now this is my back, and because it's my back, I want to put a tag in the back. So I took just some extra material that I've cut out, as you can see, and I need to sew over this. And this is the part where you have to be careful so it doesn't get all twisted. You're really going to have to pull right here. But I'm going to put that right here on my back, okay, on my back side. And I'm going to pull it nice and flat, because if you do this and then sew, guess what? You're going to have a mess, and I'll make you redo it. So you are going to have to stretch it so that it lays nice and flat to sew over this. And you have to sew right over, starting at this side where you ended. Okay, we're going to start right there. And I'm going to back stitch now so that it doesn't come apart. Okay, remember again on this that we're using the inside of this. We're sewing using the inside of that as our guide. Okay, so I have it down now. I'm going to start it with my hand wheel to make sure I'm about on the line, and I am. Okay, I'm going to back stitch, and then I'm going to go. Now watch, I'm stretching this so that it doesn't buckle on me. So I'm going to stretch it. I'm going to go across it with that in, with my tag in too. I'm going to go all the way across it. Okay, I'm going to go right here. You can see where the thread is. Okay, I'm going to go over that, and then I'm going to back stitch. Whoops. Got to keep it under there because it wants to fidget from me. I needed to hit that double so it'll do by itself. And then back. We'll go forward again. Okay. Now we pull that out. We cut our threads so that we don't have any loose threads on there that are going to hurt our grade. Cut all this off. Okay. Cut it off on this side too. Now you notice I know that that's my back now. And look at that waistband. Looks gorgeous, doesn't it, George? Gorgeous. Okay, we're done with that part. The only thing we have left to do now is hemming. That's our next step.